everybody, what's happening? Whoop. Hey everybody, what's happening? We are live once again with Brian Barrick. He is here with us to hang out for the first time. His interview series. I'm really excited. Welcome, Brian.
Hey Chris, hey Heather, how are you guys doing?
Good,
Doing
how
fantastic.
Are you?
Oh, it's another exciting night. I'm happy to finally come on and be on one of the interview series. I feel like I'm YouTube famous right now, so it's all good.
Brian, you were YouTube famous before YouTube famous became a thing.
Yeah, I'm famous. I'm famous on police blotters. I think that's probably right.
So we've been wanting to have you on here for a long time, and I'm glad that the day has finally come. We've been talking. In fact, if I remember correctly, you reached out to me right before New York Comic Con last year and sort of gave me a bunch of helpful hints, and I really appreciated that. And I think that's sort of where our friendship stemmed.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, I think the group page on Facebook started right around that same time.
Yeah.
And I think there were a handful of us in there initially, and then it just kind of blew up from there. So.
Right. And, it's kind of a special day. You know, you're on a special day. We hit 600 members. Believe it or not, 600 members on GastroCast We Hunt Together, which is fantastic. I never thought we would actually get to 600 members. I remember.
I'd clap, but
You're drinking water. I remember starting the group and bringing a bunch of our good pals in because there was a previous We Hunt Together group that a old friend of ours made up for us, and it was defunct. It kind of went under. We did not get along with that friend anymore, and then I decided we're going to go ahead and start our own thing. And when we started it, I thought that it would stay at a low number, maybe around 100 or so. And now we're at 600 members. So that's awesome. So thank all of you for your support, Brian included. We appreciate it. It's amazing. And Heather and I pinch each other in a non-sexual way.
Oh, so we're just mad?
Right, we pinch ourselves every day because we're surprised that anybody wants to sit back and watch our dumb faces, my dumb face and Heather's beautiful face, as much as they do. So thank you very much on that. And Tasha is saying congrats on 600 Facebook group. Tasha, congrats to you as well because you are part of that group and you're one of the leaders of that group. Tasha has been around for a long time, has been a part of the group, and we really appreciate her support. We just sent her a tiny ghost, and I thought that was really sweet that she enjoyed it as much as she did. She posted a video and everything. So it really made me happy to see her happy. Okay, so Brian, you're a collector of many things, and you were showing me some of your collection last night, little bits and pieces of it. How long has it been since you've been collecting toys? Like in general, how long has it been?
Well, I would say I've been collecting my whole life, but in this capacity, probably for about 20 years. I had just joined the Navy, moved out to the West Coast, didn't know a single person. I think I was out here a day, and it was in July. This was 20 years ago. And I went to the hotel, went downstairs, said to the lady, what is there to do? She said, there's some dumbass convention going on downtown. It was San Diego Comic-Con is what she was talking about.
Dumbass convention.
But she feels like a dumbass.
So I went down. It was $5 to go in because if you went after 4, they have this late bird admission thing. I paid $5, walked in, was sold, and then that was that. And then I've been collecting ever since. I went in there, and of course, when you're new to a city, you don't know anybody, you don't have any money, you want everything, but you can't afford a single thing. So I just kind of walked around in awe, and then I found stores after that. That I've been buying from ever since. The one thing I started doing years ago is getting cards for all of these places and then going back to them later whenever I've had resources to buy stuff from them. And I built up quite a Rolodex of this person sells busts, this guy sells statues, this lady sells comics, this lady sells this. And then I've been able to build all of this from that.
That's incredible. So 20 years of collecting, I'm sure you have a ridiculous collection for 20 years.
Yeah, it's sad. So this is a 4-bedroom house, and 3 of my 4 bedrooms are floor to ceiling with stuff. I don't put toys and collectibles in the bedroom. I don't put them in the living room. I don't put them in the kitchen or the dining room area. Other than that, they're everywhere else.
Wow.
So, it's kind of at a point where I don't even know what when I started off, I kind of had a purpose and a goal, and I guess now it's just keep buying till I don't know
until your head explodes.
Happens, who knows?
That sounds like a good goal to me.
It's a really shitty goal, Heather. So.
You know what? This is why I buy so much, because Heather is that great. She always like pumps me up. Oh, that's a great goal, and they're really shitty goals. But guess what? I'm having a good time collecting.
Well, you end up getting duped into buying stuff. Like I bought stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know why I bought this. Right? When I first started off, I'm like, man, all I'm gonna collect is Boba Fett's and Darth Vader's. And then it was like, oh, I saw an Iron Man I like. Oh, I saw this Venom I like. Oh, I saw this thing I like. And then you just start buying things. And then fast forward a few years, I picked up figures or busts or statues, and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And I literally paid money to a human being at some point in time for it, and I don't even know what it is or why I have it in my collection. So, lesson out there for all you listening. Pick a goal and stick with it, and then get out whenever you get out, because otherwise you end up with this junk here. So
I wouldn't call it junk. I saw some of the pieces you have there, especially that Iron Man hot toy you have up there.
Yeah, I've been looking at that.
No, you can't see it now. But
oh no, I thought you were talking about the gauntlet.
Oh no. Oh no, the Nano gauntlet.
So the gauntlets are back here on the floor. Those are the 3 gauntlets back here. What Chris is talking about, I'll see if I can turn the camera. So up there, right up there, is the Iron Man Mark IV hot toy with the gantry.
The gantry. Badass.
Oh my.
Yeah,
it just came in the other day. The box on it was gigantic. So it shipped here, and I'm not even kidding you. The box was probably, I think it was 3 feet wide. And you know it's bad when the mailman has an intervention with you about buying too much shit. So he goes, this is exactly what this guy said to me. He said, brother, I don't know what you get every single day, but you got to quit buying this shit and get a life. So yeah, so that came in, but I'm always adding stuff to the collection and moving stuff out. Chris and I were talking a little bit about this last night. You start off, you kind of buy whatever you can afford, and then as you kind of stay in a hobby long enough, your taste matures, and like you guys put out the Hot Toys Spider-Man video the other day.
Sure.
Those are figures. When you start off, you can't really afford that stuff.
Right.
But then as you get resources and you know where to find deals and you know how to like combine free shipping with $20 off here and this thing here, that's how that stuff becomes, feasible.
Absolutely.
And that's how I've been able to do all this.
Absolutely. Because you have to find the tips and tricks when it comes to ordering and buying hot toys, because they're not very cheap. Anything from Sideshow, for the most part, is usually going to cost a pretty penny. Buzzman304, he asks, collectibles in the bathroom yet?
No.
It's funny. Jason, our buddy Jason, who's on Heroic Nonsense with us, also works for $7 a pop now. Big shout out to $7 a pop right now during this hard time. These small online businesses. That's like my big passion right now, is to buy from small businesses and talk about small businesses right now. Not spending a lot of money.
No. Listen, I feel very offended at that statement.
What are you about? Your small business?
He's literally pumping up every single small business out there, but he got a haircut last week. Didn't tip his stylist.
Oh my God.
Chris,
By the way,
I'm not even kidding you. If you get me a haircut, I'll give you that damn Mark IV. I am literally, I've been trying to find a barber around here because California locked down just like everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And I'm so used to having like really short hair that it's killing me. It doesn't look that long through the camera, but I might as well be wearing like a Beatles wig on my head. And I've been trying to work out like all kinds of weird trades and deals with people to cut my hair, and it probably comes across as like really creepy. I'll call a barbershop. I'll give you a figure for a haircut. They're like, who the F is this, right?
I'll give you an Iron Man and a gantry.
Yeah, you'll get the Nano gauntlet over there. You can wear it when you cut my hair.
Oh my God. So just a couple of people. Owen Collects is here. He says good. He was talking to K&L Collectibles. He said it's 1:30 a.m. in Scotland right now.
Ooh, Scotland.
So staying up to chat. So that's really cool.
I have a question. If Owen Collects, if you're still here, and he might not be because it was pretty late a couple minutes ago, but do you wear kilts as much as they make us believe? Also, do you wear pajama kilts?
Aside from Heather's humorous question, I really would like to know how you are handling the pandemic, Owen collects.
Yeah, I would like
since
to know
you are
too.
in Scotland.
But no,
I'd be interested to know.
I'm actually very serious about that. Like, I think it's mostly like a ceremonial type thing over there, but
yeah,
they wear them like for real.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how often they do, but
never
I know
looked that much
it's common. It's common there.
I never looked that much into their culture.
I just kind of want to read a little bit, skim through the chat here. I don't want to miss anybody. LJ the Geek, hello, welcome. Chris Barcode, hello. Funko Illuminati, by the way, I just want to say that was a really sweet comment, talking about being invited to the group. Very excited about that. So thank you for being here. We thank you. You don't have to thank us. We thank you for being here and being a part of the group. It means a lot to us. Shooky Reviews, you guys have to be at 2,000 subs by now. I haven't looked. You're pointing out something interesting. I have not looked. Okay, so Owen is actually answering Heather's question, but Heather is not here right now. So anyway, here's my question for you, Brian. How did you get involved in Funko? Because it appears that you collect a barrage of many things, but what got you into Funko Pops or Funko in general?
It was probably 7 or 8 years ago. I was walking through a mall out here in San Diego. And there's a guy that he runs a comic book store, and I walked by his store, and he says, "Hey, I got this. This was the verbatim sales pitch I got." He said, "Hey, I got this dumbass pop. Do you want to buy it?" Right? And I said, "Well, what's a pop?" And he said, "They're stupid bobbleheads." And I said, "Okay, who's the figure?" It was the I'll grab it here. I've got it. It was my Sheldon Cooper SDCC 2012, and he sold this to me for $5.
Holy shit! What does that thing go for now?
A few hundred at least. I couldn't even tell you.
Holy crap!
I think the only one. This is the Batman shirt. The only one rarer than this, I think, is the Hawkman shirt. So the Superman shirt was done in the largest numbers. This was medium-sized run, and I think the Hawkman was the smallest run. So then I came back home. I still didn't know anything about Pops. And I just did an eBay search. I'm like, what are these Funko Pops? And I bought 3 more Pops, each at $5 a piece. I bought the San Diego Comic-Con Disco Skeletor. I bought the Flocked Mumra and the Flocked Lionel from San Diego Comic-Con. And I want to say they were 2013, 2012, 2014, somewhere in that time frame. And I bought each of them for $5. So then I had these 4 Pops, set them on a shelf, didn't even think about a Pop for a few years. Fast forward to 2016, I was at Comic-Con, and then it hit me, and now I think I'm almost to 1,000 Pops.
Wow, damn. Okay,
so
that's an incredible find at the very beginning. Would you say they were the most expensive or most valuable Pops you've ever had your hands on?
No, I have some. I have some in here that are 4 figures.
What?
So there's 3 lines I have in completion. 2 I have in completion. 1 I'm working on completing. I have all of the Masters of the Universe common ones and the show exclusive ones.
Wow.
The only thing that I have yet to track down, and I don't think I'll ever get my hands on it, so I've washed my hands of it. It was the San Diego Comic-Con 2013 Skeletor Wacky Wobbler. And it was 1 of 24. That sells, the last recorded sell was 3 years ago, and it was for $700.
Oh my God.
I've never seen, so that's easily going to be 4 bills, right? But I have over in the corner, the other Skeletors. I have Skeletor prototypes over there. I don't even know what that stuff's worth, right?
That's incredible.
A lot.
A lot, right? So that's worth a lot of money. Number 2, I'm a Conan O'Brien fan, like huge Conan O'Brien fan. And so I have the entire Conan series from start to finish.
Wow.
I don't think any one of them individually is worth that much, but collectively as a set, there's only one other guy that I know that has a complete set, and it's Display Geek. And he told me, because he's also in San Diego, he told me that somebody offered him $6,000 for his whole set.
Whoa.
So, and mine's in the same condition as his, so put that as the $6K mark. And then over here is all of the chrome Batmans. So
wow. So
the blue, the green, the pink, all of them.
Jake Carr is asking to see some of your He-Man stuff. Do you have it close by?
Okay, well, I'll show you something. So we talked a little bit about this the other night. I don't really get signed Funko Pops. It's just not something I'm into. But what I do get is custom Funko Pops. So there was this guy, his name was War Machine. I'll try to hold this up here so my camera picks it up. I don't know, it's creating a weird glare. But I don't know if you can see them. It's a custom Sky clone that this guy made for PowerCon. He put this together. I bought it because I'm like, man, Funko's never going to make Sky clone as a figure.
Right.
They proved me wrong on that, right? So when the line comes out in summer, he'll be included in a line.
Right.
But probably the rare one, I'll grab it here, is the Skeletor over here. This Freddy Funko Skeletor. Let me see if I can pull this guy
Freddy
out.
Funko Skeletor. Holy shit. I can't. Heather, can you look up and see what the numbers are on that? What's that valued at?
So I don't know if you can see him that well, but you can kind of see on him this guy right here. Now the case is a little damaged because the person I got the case off of, the case is all cracked and everything. The figure inside is in good condition, and this is a 1 of 100.
Wow.
Okay, so that piece goes for $640.
All right.
Wow.
So I've got this. I'll set him down here. I have the She-Ra. I have the Freddy Funko as He-Man coming in. He's not in yet. He was supposed to be here tonight. He'll probably get here tomorrow.
Is it matching the one that you just showed us? Is it that, or is it the pop?
No, what it matches is the Skeletor, Freddy Funko as Skeletor figure. Let me see if I can pull this one off the shelf without knocking a bunch of stuff over. So, here we go.
Oh, I see a big Skeletor right there next to your desk, too. What is that?
Oh, hold on. I'll pull.
I'm asking way too much. Take your time. Do your thing.
No. It's all good. So probably the two or more expensive ones are. This is the Freddy Funko Skeletor that they gave out at Fun Days.
Oh shit!
So the He-Man that's coming in is the complimentary piece to this.
Okay, so that is $840 in your hand right there.
Yep, and then probably the one that most people like. This is the one I paid $5 for.
What? Holy shit! So that one that's what's Disco, right?
Yeah, this is the Disco Skeletor 2012.
Disco Skeletor goes for what? Apparently, they're making a 10-inch of that.
Yeah, that's a rumor. The 10-inch that's coming out is going to be of the common. Then they're doing another 10-inch that's going to be of him like this.
Is that Disco Skeletor you have right there with a black hood?
Yes.
$960. You paid $5 and it's a $960 Funko Pop. That's insane. Insane.
Well, if you back up, I mean, think about it. You guys have been collecting Funkos a long time. If I knew what I was doing back then, I'd be sitting on a pile of gold. I mean, when I think back, it's not so much the pops I bought, it's the pops that I passed on that are worth a small fortune right now. Right?
Wow.
So I remember when pops first came out, they made, and I don't have any of these, by the way. There was a Hot Topic promo that they did for employees. It was a run of 108 pops of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. And I had the opportunity to buy the three of them for $100. And I said, no, thanks. And I think now each of those individually is $2,000 or $2,500 a piece and up.
Oh my God. That's insane. That's insane.
And at the time you were probably like, no, I'm not spending $33 and some change on three Funko Pop.
No, it's funny. Pop. It's funny you say that. I remember saying to my friends, I said, man, I'd never buy this figure. It's a dumbass figure. It's painted one color and it's got black eyes. It looks totally stupid. And now I'm like, oh my God, they made a chrome version of Iron Man. It's the 900th Iron Man they made. I need to get them. Right? So, Funko's duped me. They've wrote me in so many times. But, back then, and all the pops were in that same goofy, pop stance they had. And I just didn't like the way they looked. But that's what I'm saying. If I really knew what I was doing back then, I could have cleaned house.
That's insane. Well, so real quick, Tasha Ridner says, well, you're lucky, Brian, for getting them for an awesome deal. You're absolutely right about that, Tasha. Ryan Thomas is here. Ryan Thomas is an old school Funko collector guy. He's been around for a long time. Local to us, actually. Really good dude. He's saying that he also had, I think he's saying Me Too to that Skeletor, or maybe he's saying Me Too to the Batman. He said he had the silver Batman. Yeah,
it's crazy. Heather, you can look it up. It's got to be at least $2,000. I don't even know what it goes for.
Shit. I can't imagine. Yeah, I would try to look it up, but it's almost impossible to look up anything. I'm going to type in silver Batman.
It was a Funko Pop?
It was a Funko Pop.
Okay.
Oh, here it is, $2,000.
Hot Topic.
Wow.
That it was like something for their like a reward for managers or store employees or something.
Yep.
But it was not marked as such. It was just marked like 1 of 108.
So there it is, $2,000.
What camera can he see?
He could see it here. Can you see it there, Brian?
Let me switch over here to the screen here. I'm not seeing. I'm just seeing you guys right now.
How about that?
No, I know. I know the one you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
There's a delay on my screen when I'm looking at you. I just see my fat face like frozen on the screen.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Never mind. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the one. We looked up the one you're talking about. That is insane. I mean, who knew that things were going to blow up the way that they did with Funko Pops? I mean, really. It seems like it blew up right around the time that we started collecting. We started collecting, what, late 2015, early 2016? Or was it late 2016?
Like
yeah, late 2015, early 2016 is when we started to collect. And I think right around then is when I went to Hot Topic and I started noticing that they had SDCC, Funko Pops in there that they were selling. And the first one I remember seeing, we talked about this, was the Blue Crystal Heisenberg from Breaking Bad. And I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, that's so cool, but I ended up not buying it. And then later on down the road, I ended up buying it probably for 5 times the amount, I think, because Heather really wanted it. But it's just interesting to see how this particular toy company, I mean, you could talk about classic toys like He-Man still in boxes. They're kind of expensive and have a big price tag on them. Or that Alien. There's like a tall alien from the original Alien film that goes for a lot of money. But Funko Pops are fairly new, and they are going for a lot of friggin' money. And it's mainly because they're so limited, similar to the ones that you're showing us here in this live.
Well, certainly early on they were, right? I mean, now they've kind of gotten to this point of like mass producing stuff, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
The early versions were like super shitty stashes.
Sure.
But they did them in limited numbers, so they're worth a lot. And then 2 is that people buy them and they don't get rid of them, so the available inventory is super low, so the price shoots way up, right?
Right.
And now it's like the Pops that they make, honestly, are way better than what they made 7-8 years ago. But because Funko makes 98,000 of them, they're not worth anything.
I know. That's sad too, right? I personally, I hate it because it's a really sad thing to go to, like, say, a Target on a regular basis and see exactly the same grouping of Pops that people just don't want. And it sucks because I made a point that if they took the Supreme Leader Snoke from episode 8, and they limited him to like 100, he would be like way, way, way expensive and because he's so rare and everybody would want it. But because they mass-produced him, and there's 1 million of them out there, nobody wants him. Nobody wants it. They just think it's just trash, right?
It seems like there's so much territory for Funko to make cool Pops that they have not broached. Like, Heather, I know you are a Harry Potter fan. It blows me away that they have not made the 4 house leads in either 4 1-packs or a 4-pack with a slider behind them of like Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw. Even if they did that in limited numbers, that thing would fly off the shelves.
Absolutely.
Right? Red Skull totally needs a redo on a Pop.
Yeah, agreed.
Right? Like, where the hell is Red Skull? I mean, they finally redid the Silver Surfer, and the first one was good, and the second one was good, but like, that's one that was chronically due. Where is the 18-inch Galactus? Where is Whiplash? Where is Ironmonger? Like, there's all this material, and what you get is like the 48th Deadpool in a year, right? Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Batman full of noodles because we took the noodles off of this Dragon Ball Z character and gave him the Batman. Like, I don't want that shit. Make new characters.
I've been waiting for the Destroyer from the first Thor film. That's what I've been wanting for a long time. I've been begging for it, and they still haven't released it. It drives me nuts because they even did the Marvel or MCU 10 years shit. And they still didn't release it. And I thought for sure they would drop it in the Marvel 10 Years Amazon Marvel Collecticore box. They didn't drop it. Instead, we got shit that we've gotten before.
Those boxes are like hit or miss, right? When they're good, they're great. When they're bad, they're horrible.
Right.
It's like, especially when they did Iron Man 2 versus Whiplash. Yeah. I'm like, just make the Whiplash. Like, you already did them. Just rip them off the thing and put them in a Pop. Like,
right.
You literally you could even put a sticker on here that said, we were super lazy and didn't even do a new mold on this. We just took the same shitty pop, ripped it off the base, and we're selling it to you because you're stupid. And they'd sell 50,000 of them.
Right.
Well, so
Shooky Reviews is asking, why are there no Gundams? And it's very similar to a lot of these other things. Like Nintendo is another big question mark, I think, for the company. I think they want Nintendo. Funko has come out and said they want Nintendo. They've only been able to get Pokemon for some reason. But can you imagine if they got into Super Mario and Legend of Zelda? I mean, they would make so much money off of that shit. But Shooky Reviews is making a good point. Why are there no Gundams? If they made Gundams, that would be so popular. People would go so crazy over Gundam. The original 1980s Transformers, can you imagine? They could make a regular version of the character and then like a transformed version of the character, right? And they could separate them as like chases or something. Can you imagine the amount of money that Funko would make off of that? But they can't because it's a whole thing with licensing, unfortunately.
Here's what I really hope for Funko out of this whole thing. I hope they go back and take a look at kind of what they're doing. And the reason that they had to do all this like inventory dump in December and the last quarter of 2019 was trash. Like, people don't want the same thing. But when you make a great figure, I mean, you literally have an app that, let's be quite honest, is a marketing tool to watch what we're buying and adding to our collections,
Absolutely.
Right? I'm not going to go all deep conspiracy theory on you here, but like that's really what that app is, right? So, you know what people own. So, like, I'll give you a great example. They made that Stonekeeper, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yes.
And it flew out of the Funko shop, right?
Yep.
And then it stayed in the secondary market, and I don't think you can find them below $50. Sometimes you see them at like 65. They might be higher or lower. Like, they kind of move around, but it stays up in that range.
Yeah.
But that's what people want. They don't want, like, the 28th flocked Pokemon character that you've already released 100 times. It's not a flocked character. I'm very fortunate. I don't collect Dragon Ball Z. I'm not a big anime guy, and I'm not into Pokemon. So when that stuff comes out, I'm able to go, okay, Jesus, I can give my wallet a break. I'll just buy 36 pops instead of 45 for this convention, right?
Sure.
And
I know, and that's also overwhelming. Is when these conventions come around and they drop like 75 fucking pops, and so now you have this roster of 75, and you just happen to like 30 of them, and it's like, holy shit! Like, you drop all of your money during this convention, and at the end you're like, God damn, they just took a whole lot of money from me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of the sodas that they came out with, just now. As a matter of fact, this guy showed up tonight. It's the Chase Robin, right?
Oh, nice.
I bought, when these came out, I only wanted to get the Masters of the Universe and the Batman ones.
Can you show that one up close, by the way? I just kind of want to see the size of it. Okay. Good.
So,
okay, cool.
So this is a pop, right? I'll put them up here by comparison. This is a pop.
Okay.
That's how big the sodas are in comparison. The soda cans come up to right about here. So it's not the full size of a pop. It's a little bit short.
They're like Wacky Wobblers, but without the stand, is what I think they look like.
Kind of. I mean, the Wacky Wobbler is a little bit taller and skinnier.
Yeah.
But, like, these things are pretty cool. So when they came out, I bought a few of them. I don't know if you can tell back here, but I'll even grab them off the shelf. I pulled 2 boxes, right? And on the Batman ones, pulled 2 boxes. Pulled the Chase Batman,
Damn.
The regular. ECC pulled the pink Batman,
Damn.
right? Then I bought 2 of the Masters of the Universe ones, and I pulled the Chase Skeletor and the Chase He-Man.
Damn.
And I'm like, I just want the freaking common. So I keep buying these damn things, and I kept getting chases.
Nick, so our buddy Nick is in the chat right now. He's asking how much roughly do they cost?
I think they go anywhere from like $8 to $11. If you buy them like from a small retailer, you're paying like somewhere in that range. It's a few bucks shorter than a pop.
Okay.
So
Not
like
bad.
I bought them from some stores and I paid $8.99, and I bought them from other stores and I paid $11.99.
Okay, that's not bad. So I bought my first one. I bought the Disco Skeletor can from WonderCon, and the reason why I bought it, one, I really like Skeletor when I can get my hands on the stuff, but I really bought it because I wanted to know the product so I can talk about it on lives and things. That's why I actually asked you to hold it up, because it's good to know what the hell I'm talking about when I'm on here, because I originally I didn't like them. I thought they were stupid. I thought, hold on. I thought they were ridiculous, and I thought they looked too much like a Wacky Wobbler, but smaller. I thought they were just rehashing. But looking at them more and more, I am really happening to like them. I think they're cool. Are they lightweight or do they feel like heavy?
No, they've got some weight to them. I would say if I compared them at anything in size, they're about the size of a Funko Pez. I'll grab a Funko Pez over here and show you.
Okay.
Right? So if you put them up against a Funko Pez, the size of the Pez is roughly the same size as the figure. So here's that rocket again, right? And then here's the Pez. This thing's really light. This weighs about 3 times as much as this.
Wow.
So it's got a good amount of weight. The cans look the same. You can't really tell from the cans that anything. If I only had one complaint with them, the only thing I would say is that they come with a Pogs inside, right? The Pogs just cardboard that they stamp out. It's not metal. It's not like anything fancy. So I feel like if that thing got wet, it'd be toast.
So it's easy to get that out of the can. It just falls out.
Yeah, I mean, literally. Well, I'll show you because it's in my trash here. They come in these bags, right?
Okay.
So this thing sits in this bag like this, and then it's in a black bag that covers this up so you can't even see what's going on, and then it sits inside of the can. Everybody says the cans are super hard to get open. You literally take the plastic off, and it comes right off the top. I mean, I have like no grip strength, and I can take the lid right off.
So it doesn't.
You're stronger than you think.
No, Heather, I fell. So no. This really happened. I was on a ship for my last tour. I fell and I ripped the tendons in both of my arms.
Oh, shit.
So my thumbs, I right now have like 30% grip strength in my hands.
Wow.
And so like the Navy's been slowly fixing me, which I'm sure it'll never actually get fixed. But like I have like I can't twist things. So like opening car doors and like door handles and stuff is really hard for me. So when I tell you that they are easy to get off, I am not kidding you. I have like no ability to grip, and I can get it right off.
Wow. So it doesn't.
Maybe those people are just really weak.
So it doesn't unscrew; it just pops off.
No, it just comes literally right off.
Comes right off. Interesting.
If you twist it, it's kind of just like metal on metal, so it'll just free spring. There's no threads.
Oh, I see. It's
just like you just got to yank it, and it comes right off.
Awesome. Okay.
That's interesting.
I didn't realize that. Again, I've never had it in my hands before. So Funko Illuminati says they're $20 in Canada. Makes a little sense because
Owen Collect said that some stores in the UK want $24 over there, which is $30 US.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like way too. I'm telling you, if you're paying that, unless you're forced to, you're getting ripped off. They're not worth that much.
That's crazy. That makes me so sad for collectors over there.
Absolutely. I was trying to see, did Owen respond about how he's making out in?
I don't think he
pandemic.
did. He definitely talked about the kilts, though,
I was just
and
wondering.
It's a special occasion thing.
Owen, we were asking how is it there with the pandemic? We were just wondering because it's out, obviously outside of our country. We're just wondering how it is there. So interesting. So you have a lot of Funko products. So are you mainly focused on Funko nowadays, or are you kind of looking outside the box, or are you just like kind of a random buyer? Because they're, of course, just a few like feet away from this new gantry that you bought with Iron Man, you have this like highly sought after Skeletor. Like you have all this really cool shit around you right now.
I would like to say I'm more of a character collector. So I think that, because I get asked all the time on this stuff, like, what do I collect? I collect certain companies, like obviously Funko is one of the companies I collect, but like I'm really into certain characters, like Skeletor, favorite villain. I'm going to buy him. The only thing I kick myself in the ass for, and I'm super jealous, is you guys have that Hot Topic Skeletor. I only have the regular Mondo version, right?
Oh.
I thought about buying the Designer Con, the metallic version of him, but he's good. All three of those versions are awesome, right? And the only thing that's weird is like how they included that dog from the cartoon, like that's what you settle on is the exclusive.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
But no, if I like a character, I add it. I guess if I have a theme, it's that I don't have a theme, right? Like if I see something I like it. Really for me, it's more about the deal. So I don't know if you can tell right up here on my shelf. You see the Captain America?
Oh yeah.
You probably can't see it.
I can see it.
Okay, so that thing is a giant Alex Ross bust, right? And it's Hawkman, Black Panther, Captain America, Thor, Vision, Wanda's back there, and Iron Man, and then there's a tiny wasp in Iron Man's chest. That thing, when it came out, was like $900. There was a local comic book store here that thought they were going to like get rich quick, so they bought like 40 of these things, and then it was just taking up space in their warehouse. They literally did a sale, and it was like, if you drive up and buy it, you walk out the door with it for $100.
Whoa!
So I literally flew up there, and I bought it. The coolest thing about that is it came with a print that was an Alex Ross original. And so, like, that to me, that's what I do. Like, I just look around and I find these deals, and if I see a deal that I like, I add it to the collection. Probably something I wouldn't have added otherwise, just because the price really is kind of prohibitive.
Right.
But, like, if I see a good deal, man, I'll scoop it up. So, but, like, there's certain characters that they come out I'm going to go for. Skeletor, Iron Man, Thanos, Batman. Generally, those 4, I'm going to add them to the collection. And then I have customs of each of those 4 figures that are all over the place, of Funko Pops, of other stuff. Like, RJ Designs is doing a custom Disco Skeletor for me on a Chomp. He's doing a custom Skeletor for me on a Tiny Ghost.
Damn.
And he's doing Thanos for me on a Chomp. I don't have them because he's doing them.
Which
right?
Thanos?
I asked him for a comic version.
Oh, so you're going for the one that I have then?
No. I think you have what, MCU, right?
No, mine's the comic one. Heather,
okay. Well, what he told me is he doesn't like to repeat his work. So he said, yeah, I did one. It's not going to be the same. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, that figure is perfection. So just make it again, right?
Interesting. So, okay, that's
like, I don't care if you paint a damn fake mustache on his face. Make the thing. Swab it with blue.
No, I was going to have Heather grab it, but she won't. But I was going to show you. But it's a really cool figure.
What is
one, I'm a big fan of his work. I'm just a big fan of what he does. And so I try to add, to me, a collection should be relatable. It should be personal. You should have some kind of connection with it. Like, I collect this stuff because I like it. It just so happens that some of this stuff's worth money, right?
Right.
But I don't collect this. It's not like I went out and got that Skeletor because I'm like, oh man, I'm going to be so cool that I've got this really expensive Skeletor in my collection. This thing could be $2, right? Like, if you look around here, I have stuff on these shelves that I paid $1, $2 for, and I have things up here that I paid way more than $2 for. And they're right next to each other because price means really nothing to me. Right.
Well, and and to some degree, same for me. If I can afford it.
Yeah. I should say that I don't have like unlimited funds, right? It's not like I'm sitting on a pile of gold and I'm like, oh, what am I going to waste money on today? So, but yeah, I mean, if I can afford it, it's reasonable. Like if I could give one tip to new collectors right now, it's don't buy collections or stuff for the next week or two.
Right.
Because now that everybody's got the stimulus money, instead of using it to pay for rent or buy food or to pay bills, they're going to go out and buy dumbass collectibles, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do.
No, I say that. There were 6 auctions I was watching on eBay. They all had to buy it now, right? All 6 of them were gone this morning.
Wow.
So people literally got that money, and the first thing they did was buy a Gentle Giant bust or a Hot Toy with it.
Wow.
And it's like, yeah, that's great, but people are marking the prices up on that stuff right now.
Yeah, well, and that's what's going to happen because they know that. It's funny, if this stimulus check was dropping and tattoo artists could work, can you imagine the amount of tattoos that would be done right now with those stimulus checks? I mean, I know for sure people would be going after that. Because my tattoo artist, I always talk to him about it, and he said right around tax season, he gets the most amount of work is right around that time.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I don't have a tattoo, because I'd be afraid to get a tattoo, and I'd be like 90 years old, and they'd be like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Whoa, it's Optimus Prime and Megatron touching fingers on clouds, right?" I would have like some ridiculous tattoo that I'd have to explain in like 40 years, and nobody would have any clue what the hell it even means, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I just can't have it. Like, people get tattoos and they mean something. I would get tattoos, and it would be like, I don't know, like my dog. Half of his face and like the other half is a Terminator,
That would be awesome, actually.
Okay, dog Terminator or Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator?
How about myself as a Terminator? I'll show you.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, he has himself as a Terminator.
Oh my gosh, he has himself.
So a few years ago at Comic-Con, they did this 3D printing thing.
Yes.
Where they made you into a Terminator. So this is me as a Terminator.
That's awesome.
That is so cool.
What I thought was cooler, but they couldn't do it because of licensing, is they had a picture where they made you a Ghostbuster.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, can I get the Ghostbuster too? And they're like, no, we can't do it for licensing. I'm like, you can take my picture and print it off, but you can't put me on a stupid bust. Like, how dare you insult me as I spend money with your company, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So what is this?
That's probably what I would get.
What is the Skeletor that's sitting right there?
Oh, this thing right here? It's a skateboard.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, here, I'll pull it up.
No shit.
So there's a guy who goes to these conventions. His name's Han Cholo, right? And he does these skateboard decks. This is a Skeletor skateboard, and if you turn it around, you can even see his logo here.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Han Cholo, that
he does like pins and stuff. If you were at NYCC this past year,
yeah,
I think he was there.
Interesting, because I've heard the name before, but I saw that name just a couple of days ago somewhere, but I can't remember where it was.
He does a lot of pins.
Okay.
So if you buy any kind of real detailed enamel pins, he does all these crazy pins. Like he does Voltron, he does Masters of the Universe, he does mashups, right? He does
cool.
I think Power Rangers as well. So, like, you've probably seen his stuff, and on top of it, he's an artist, so he does, like, prints and customs and all kinds of things. So, every year, he always brings this insane Masters of the Universe stuff to Comic-Con, and I'm not really a skater, but I saw that, and I'm like, yeah, I need this thing.
Huh, that's really cool. I like it. Because, you know what I thought it was? It looked like a big Lego figure, is what it looked like to me. That's what it looked like in the distance, at least, because it's kind of squared off.
I actually have a custom Lego Skeletor somebody built me.
Really? Like the little minifig? Or?
Yeah, well, I'll show you. Sorry to turn this into like a weird, like, look at my toys thing, but yeah.
We like to look at your toys, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Aw, he's cool.
Is I just broke him? Okay.
Is he broken for real?
he likes. I snapped it back together. He's all good. But. No, it's, that's the kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's next to this crazy $900 Skeletor. And that, I don't know, that's what, $2 worth of Legos?
Yeah. Lego, I see a lot of the Lego minifigs at these cons now. I've noticed there's actually, Joe Gree is in the group. He sells a lot of the minifigures. Some of those are really, really cool. And I guess they're custom by another. I don't think they're like made by Funko. They must be made by somebody else.
There's Funko.
I'm sorry, Lego, not Funko.
There's two kinds. So I've got a bunch on the shelves. I won't dig them out because they're buried in there. But there's companies that do like knockoff Legos, and the guys that sell those in like large scale, they buy from like these knockoff companies. But like they do, like I have really cool Iron Mans up there. I have like a Mysterio. He lights up. His head fills with smoke, right? I mean, they do like incredible work, and you can go to these shows and buy. It'll be like 5 for $10 or 4 for $8 or something like that. And I just have these Lego display cases sitting on the shelves up there, and I fill them up all the time.
Wow. So what do you have the most of? Would you say Funko Pops? Is that what you have the most of a particular company or item?
I would say it's probably a 3-way tie. Funko Pops. In terms of Pops, I'm almost at 1,000. I have a lot of Eagle Moss figures, like Eagle Moss, the die-cast figures.
Okay.
Marvel, Star Wars, I'm sorry. Marvel, Lord of the Rings, DC, and then they did chess versions of those, Star Trek, and a few other random ones. I'm probably near 1,000 of those.
Wow.
And then I am really what kind of got me into like fancier collecting was Gentle Giant busts.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I probably have 1,000 of those. Like I have this, grab this Spider-Man right here. So stuff like this, right?
Oh yeah, those are cool.
So I probably have 1,000 of these.
Holy shit! My God, you do have a lot of stuff. Before when some people will say they have a lot of stuff and it doesn't sound like a lot of stuff, but when you say you have a lot of stuff, you friggin' mean it.
Yeah,
there's no joking.
I told you before. I really don't know what's going to happen. Like. I have stuff in here, and it really serves no purpose. Like, I'll show you something. This is something I wanted, I bought, and I'm like, why the F did I buy this? It's a replica championship belt. Now, I guess I had this vision of getting this thing and wearing it to work like some kind of hero, and putting on here like #1 naval officer or some nonsense like that.
Right.
And then, but they'd probably throw me in the damn loony bin. I think I have COVID, right? But yeah, I mean, if I see something, I'll be honest. If I see something, I'm not impulsive. Like I plan out my buys, but I'm like, yeah, I want this, and then I budget for it, and I set money aside, and then I buy it.
Are you a part of a lot of local groups out there?
Tons.
I imagine there's a ton.
Yeah, there are a ton. You know, the only problem I have with the local groups out here is there are a lot of flippers in them. So, like, you guys are in MAC. I was in MAC for a while. MAC's awesome. Like, they have events, and you guys get together, and it's more about the friendship.
Yeah.
With, like, the selling stuff is just kind of included.
Yeah.
The groups out here, everybody's selling stuff. As a matter of fact, I was negotiating a deal right before I came on with you guys to buy some Funkos off a guy that's up, about 10 minutes away from my home.
Wow.
So, that's what they do. People go in these groups and they're like, I'm selling this. These are the prices. They're firm. Nobody ever wants to trade anything. So you just kind of buy whatever you want, and then you just move on with your life.
Wow. Yeah. No, you're right. MAC is a really good group out here, local to us. We were a part of a couple other groups, but they kind of fell apart. But MAC is one that continues to go on, and I really like the group. I like the camaraderie. I like the get-togethers that they do, the meets and everything else. They're very well organized, and that's really, I think, the biggest reason why I like it so much. They're so organized, and they put on really nice events.
Yeah, I desperately miss that. We don't really have that here. Now, there are people that I go to like the strength of Southern California is we have all these conventions, right? And everything's local. So you get to factor out renting a hotel and renting a car because you live here and you can drive to what you want to do. So like I'm in groups where like my friends and I are into this stuff, but it's not like MAC is multiple people. And the cool thing about it is you meet people, and like you can have literally an 18-year-old person and like a 48-year-old doctor, and they share nothing in common. They couldn't be further apart in every wicket of life.
Right.
And what brings them together is these Funko Pops, right? And that's what unites them, and then they just spark a friendship from it. That's the reason I like collecting the Pops. It's not so much the figures, right? Because let's be honest, like there's better stuff on the market. If I want Skeletors, that Mondo Skeletor blows any of this other stuff away.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can't collect a Mondo Skeletor and then go bullshit with somebody for 25 minutes about Mondo Skeletors, but I can do that with a Funko Pop.
Sure. No, I understand, because we Michael Petrino's here. He's saying 600 people in the group and love it. Thank you, Michael Petrino. Michael Petrino invited a lot of his friends, so we appreciate him. You're right. So Funko Pops for us was our gateway drug into collecting. Again, we mentioned this many, many times before, but at first, for me, it was collecting something that was Marvel or MCU related, but it has since turned into my friendships and the relationships, that we've created and all this. Like, as an example, we've become friends, and Heather. We've become friends now, and you're, all the way across the United States, and we have a regular chat, in between us on Facebook, and in the group we talk on there all the time. So it's really cool how we, Heather and I, have come together with a bunch of other people and made some really long-lasting friendships. That is something I did not expect to. I didn't expect that when I started collecting Funko Pops. When I was at the store buying the first few, I didn't expect it to turn into what it's turned into today.
Yeah, I mean that's very true, because like otherwise, how would we have ever had a conversation about anything, right? I guess it's possible we could have went to the same convention at the same time and been at the same line in the same time and started talking that way. But these things bring each other together. And, as much as people rail on Funko, say what you will, Funko is responsive to their fans, right?
Yeah.
Like, they do giveaways all the time. They constantly are talking to people. Everybody on their staff is totally approachable. They go to these shows, they go out in the crowds, they talk to people. Like, all these other companies, it's like I'm not going to rail on specific companies that I have in my collection, but like you'll go to a booth of theirs and they're like, "Shut up, bitch! Just buy our stuff and like get out of here."
Sure.
So they don't even want to talk to you.
Right. I know. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's funny because when I start to feel like that's the vibe at something at a booth like that at one of these cons, I get the fuck out of there because they don't deserve my money. I'm not going to pay them my money, even if they have a good deal. I'm out because that's the whole thing is the relationships that you build. There have been a lot of people we've met even in booths at Awesome Con, which is local to us, in Baltimore Comic Con. We met a lot of really cool people there just in person. I mean, it's really an interesting little like world. But even outside of that, this whole Funko thing just blows my mind. I mean, we have friends now that we've made through Funko who come over and hang out with us, and they have become, like, in my opinion now, lifelong friends. We have people that come over from out of town and spend the night on our couches that we've become friends with through Funko. I mean, that's amazing. Like, this would have never happened if we had never got into Funko. And I feel really lucky that we found this and that we're in this world. And a lot of people, I don't know how people react to you and your collectibles and all that, but some people will react like, holy shit, that's insane. How could you do that? Big wide eyes. That's crazy. You spend all this money on all these toys. But I don't think they recognize or realize how deep it really goes. It's not just the plastic, like you had said. It is relationships and everything that comes with that.
Well, the way I think about it is I meet all my obligations, like, my like normal adult obligations of life. And then I do this stuff on the side.
Exactly.
Actually, I had a deal for a long time with the family, which was I would never spend my primary income on any of this. So what I would do is everywhere I would get stationed, I would pick up a side job. And that's how I made money for conventions. So I would literally go work a job, didn't matter where, bakery, whatever. And I would just kind of do this thing. And I'm in the Navy and I'm doing my Navy thing. And that's my normal like adult job. And then I'm working a side job. And then that's the money that I used to pay for this stuff.
That's awesome. I mean, but
so it doesn't, I don't cross the streams or any of that kind of stuff.
Exactly. It doesn't impact you. Heather, did you select 3 random questions?
Yes, I selected 4 so that
4?
So that if you didn't like one and wanted to complain about one, you could just choose another.
Heather, okay. If you ask me what my favorite mode of transportation is, I've got a great answer for you, by the way.
Oh, well, can that be the first question?
Sure.
Is it your favorite or your least favorite?
I guess it's a fictional one, so I'll go with my most favorite.
Okay, what's your most favorite mode of transportation? By the way, that has never been asked on here. It's always the least favorite.
I would say a griffin, or it could just be my dog with a lion's tail and wings. I don't know.
Good answer.
That is a good answer.
Heather, what is the very first question of tonight of our 3
I
random
left that
questions?
up to you. If you listen to me once in a while,
Go
you
ahead.
would know.
What?
I sent them to you.
Oh, you sent them to... Why the fuck are you sending them to me?
I picked
What's the matter
4.
with you? Okay.
And if you want to bitch about one, you pick
Okay, I think we've done this one before. Where's the strangest place you've urinated?
Okay, but not with Brian.
Okay. Heather, what is the... Well, I'm going to start with you. Where is the strangest place you've urinated?
Easy. Cat litter box. Next.
Okay. Can we have some backstory on why you pissed in a cat litter box?
I was like 3 years old. I don't know. I just wanted to.
Did you step in the litter?
I don't remember if I did that or if I hovered over it.
It's
a very foggy memory, but I do remember. But I remember one of my parents caught me. Either my mom or my dad caught me, and they were like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
They probably didn't say that.
They probably didn't say the F word to a 3-year-old, but...
Heather, was it when you were 3 or was it like 3 days ago? It just
Brian, your turn.
Wow, this is super embarrassing. So I always go up to Long Beach. They have this convention in Long Beach in the spring and in the fall. It's called Long Beach Comic Expo and Long Beach Comic Con. It's such a haul to go up there from San Diego. It takes like 2.5 hours to drive up. That's assuming you don't hit LA traffic. Every time I get it, all I ever drink is iced tea, right? That's all I ever drink. Every time I go up there, I have to pee. And it's like a mile walk from the garage to the convention center. I always pee in that garage where I park my truck. I guess that's probably the weirdest answer, and that's like a way more detailed answer than what people need to know. So But it's true. So.
My answer is I got really wasted and I woke up in the middle of the night at a hotel room, pissed in the corner, fell asleep. My buddy and I, we had partied together, and we went to see the band Korn. We actually met Korn that night in person because of a special event.
Well, it's a good thing they weren't in your hotel room
Thank
because
God.
they would have judged the hell out of you.
But in the middle of the night, I got up and pissed, and I didn't realize it. Woke up the next day, and we're both laying in bed, completely passed out. In separate beds, by the way. No weird thoughts here. We woke up, and he asked the question out loud. No, he asked me out loud, do you remember peeing last night in the corner of the room? And I said, no, but now I do. Because I didn't know how to respond. I said, yes, well, I guess I do now. I guess I do that now. So that was interesting. Never gotten that drunk before since, so thank God. The second question is, if you had to replace your hands with something other than hands, hooks, or claws, what would you choose and why? Brian, it's in your corner.
I suppose I would go with something completely ridiculous. I don't know, maybe like grilled cheese sandwiches or something. Yeah, I have no idea.
Are they regenerating?
No, actually, I take that back. I'd probably get hooks. Right, because
No,
the
you
whole Navy
can't.
thing,
You
I would get
can't.
hooks on my arm.
Yeah,
You
hooks
can't.
is not what. So it can't be hands.
I can't have hooks.
It cannot be hands, hooks, or claws.
A grilled cheese sandwich in the shape of a hook.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good answer.
Okay, so my question still stands. Do they regenerate? Because what if you eat them?
Let's go with no.
So you're just going to eat them and then you're not going to have anything?
I'll just have like bumps there, I guess. I don't know.
Bumps.
I'll put nano gauntlets on. How about that?
Little stumps. Heather?
I'm gonna go with feet because I'm pretty good at using my feet to pick things up. I mean, I probably wouldn't be that great at like writing, but I'd learn, I think.
One for me would be a battle axe, and the other one would be a long sword.
Okay.
Yeah, because if I no longer have hands, and I have to have something.
I'm
in their
really
place,
concerned.
they're
What
gonna be
happens in the
weapons.
bedroom?
They're going to be weapons, huh?
What?
What was your favorite toy growing up?
My favorite toy growing up? It's easy. I bought it. It was the Bionic 6 Fluffy figure, and I've got him over here in mint in package.
What? What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Well, it's a good thing you have it. 'Cause
Bionic 6.
We'd be using Google right now.
So, Bionic 6 was this really crappy 80s cartoon, right? And this guy was a character in it.
Is that a gorilla?
Yeah, it is, but he's a metallic gorilla. And so I had this as a kid. My family gave away this toy, right?
Oh, no.
And I always said, I'm like, if I ever find this mint on package, I'll stop collecting. So then everybody in my family was looking for this damn thing. And then I bought it for myself. And I'm like, well, that doesn't count because I bought it for myself.
You got away with that one.
So it's this right here. It was my favorite childhood toy. Found it 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago.
Still collecting.
What would mine be? Huh. I would say in general the G.I. Joes, the small ones. What are they? 3.5 inch?
The 3 3/4 inch figures.
3/4, yeah. Those were the best toy, hands down, and still are as far as play. They were such good figures, and you could use them for anything. Typically, they would fit in any type of vehicle that you purchased. By any, if it was a Batman, the 1989 film, you could usually fit a GI Joe where that Batman would go. GI Joes were just all around just the greatest. They came with great accessories. They had so many cool characters. But specifically, I think my favorite of my GI Joes probably was Storm Shadow. I always liked Storm Shadow. He was a cool character.
He was way cooler than Snake Eyes, right? Just because Snake Eyes was all black.
Exactly.
And Storm Shadow had like different articulation, and especially the old version, there's like a sleeveless version of him. There's one with sleeves. They had the Cobra logo moved.
Yeah. The Storm Shadow character was always badass. I always liked that character. And Firefly was always a cool character too. I liked him as well.
Yeah.
Heather?
Polly Pockets.
Ooh.
They were like my absolute favorite. It was my favorite thing to play.
Okay.
I liked all like the hidden things that they did. Like some of them could dance. And I had this one like mansion where you could like put the Polly Pockets in it and press something and the dance floor turned so they would like go around in a circle and dance. And you could also press one of the trees out front and it would like shoot your car out from the garage.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Isn't it weird that how females versus males like to play? Like, I was busy making all of my villains die at the hands of my little hero. Meanwhile, you're shooting cars out of the garage. Like, it's a completely different... You never had a playtime where you're killing anything, right? Like, everything stayed alive.
Well, I mean, I played a lot of video games.
Well, no, I'm talking about with toys, like, in hand, toys. There was no killing. Like,
I don't think so.
The whole point of me playing toys was one fought the other one and beat it almost to death. Like, that was the whole plan. Yours was probably to build a home.
Yeah.
So Polly Pocket was actually killing people in the house. You just didn't know it.
You just didn't know it was a haunted house.
Yeah. And when she would shoot the car out of the garage, it was like body parts flying out of there.
I really liked Mad Max, which was the male version of Polly Pocket. And by the way, if you... not Mad Max, I'm sorry, Mighty Max. If you like Mighty Max, if you like the toys, if you've never watched the cartoon was fan-friggin-tastic.
That was around the time when that all came out. There was this whole push of making toys like super small because I think when Polly Pockets came out, like Micro Machines came on the scenes. Yep. Mighty Max came out. Like there was all these like micro toys.
And Star Wars did it too.
Yeah. But the Star Wars line they killed because it didn't sell well.
Yes, but you know it's funny? My kid really likes it now.
Yeah. Well, that and then when Micro Machines got the Star Wars license, they started remaking those playsets.
Yes, they did actually. Yeah, I remember that. I had some of that stuff. Okay, and final question. We're actually asking. It was 4, believe it or not.
Actually, 5 because
the first question was a rehash. The last one is cake or pie.
Cake.
You know what? It's hard for me, and let me break this down for you. I don't like a whole lot of pies. I really like, if I'm eating a pie, it's usually a pumpkin pie. I like a pumpkin pie. A coconut cream pie, I really like that. So either one of those. Outside of that, I'm not a huge fan of like a blueberry pie or a cherry pie. However, cakes, I love all types of cakes. Like you couldn't find a cake that I wouldn't really be into. Like vanilla and a chocolate, strawberry, you do it, it's probably going to be good. But the pumpkin pie is so amazing. If I was to laser focus on one particular pie to be my favorite pie, and it's better than any cake, it would be pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is the best from Costco, and that's my final answer.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're only $5.99.
And they're only $5.99, so you can go there, and as Heather would say, you could get a plethora of pies.
Yes, a plethora.
A plethora.
I used to be really weird about cake. Like, really weird. And I do not like store-bought cake. I hate store-bought cake. Hate it. It is disgusting. I don't want any part of it. Sometimes I'll eat it, but then I regret it afterwards because I'm like, why did I, like, waste those calories? They're gross.
Heather, you just know how to ruin everything.
I know. But we had a really good baker for our wedding, and they did like it was a strawberry cake with a vanilla filling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you cream your pants over that pie?
Don't say things like that.
No, that's a form. That's an expression.
Don't.
He
means like dessert cream, not.
Oh,
dessert cream.
Oh,
yeah. Did you coconut cream pie your pants?
Yeah.
It's pretty gross.
There's a place in San Diego. It's called Extraordinary Desserts.
Oh shit!
And they sell these cakes that are out of this world. And when you eat one, you're like, man, that's so good. You like kill a whole slice. And then you look at the caloric count of the cake, the slice that you eat, and it's like 2,900 calories.
Oh my God.
That's like a day and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's totally worth it. Like,
oh, absolutely.
You'll eat it and like your heart is like, right? It just like squeezes from the goodness.
Oh, that sounds amazing though.
It's a near-death experience.
Yeah, I still haven't, it's hard to say A good cake versus a good pie. I think I'm still a pie person. I like a warm apple pie.
I think pie is like it's dependent upon the time of year. Like I'd never eat a pumpkin pie now.
No,
but if it's the fall or Thanksgiving, sure, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna break.
I feel like cake. I could just eat. Like as a matter of fact, I had a piece of cake the other day. Like I'm just like, yeah, I want to be a fatty and like eat this cake, and I did.
That's good.
I hate to break this to you guys, but I could eat pumpkin pie right now and all year long. Like if Costco said, you know what, the whole Thanksgiving thing, we're going to put the kibosh just to Thanksgiving. We're going to do all year round pumpkin pies. I would be there buying pumpkin pies on a regular basis.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You would get so tired of them.
Oh, no way.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding? Pumpkin pies are amazing.
The reason they're so amazing, though, is because they're seasonal. That's why they're that great.
I don't believe that.
Absolutely.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
How does it feel to be a liar?
I don't like pumpkin pies before like mid to late September, and even that's
ridiculous.
Pushing it.
You know,
I like.
She's also with the Christmas tree. It can't come out. If it can't come out in the middle of November, it has to be at the end of November.
It has
beginning
to be
of December.
after Thanksgiving.
What she does not understand is that when you pull out the tree and you go through all the work. Now this is getting into like our therapy. So then we really don't go to therapy, but.
We probably should.
You pull out the tree, and you have to do all this work for the tree and setting everything up. You might as well bring it out early and have it set up for a longer period of time so it feels like it's worth it for going through all the work. That's my thought on it. Meanwhile, Heather wants to put it up for 2 weeks. I don't get it.
So
no.
So this debate came up in my home. We came up to an interesting solution to this.
Okay.
We have a tree that we would put out at the holidays. We would decorate the tree for Halloween, take down the Halloween decorations, decorate the tree for Thanksgiving, take down the Thanksgiving decorations, decorate it for Christmas.
I'd be cool with that.
And you'd be surprised how much stuff you can pick up. Like you would think, like, how do you make a Halloween tree? Caution tape, spider webs, few things done. Right?
That's awesome.
Like, it worked out great because like the biggest pain in the ass, I have a fake tree. The biggest pain in the ass is like getting that tree out and getting all the stupid things to go in the right direction. And then inevitably some creature emerges that's been living there for 6 months.
We had
right?
2 stink bugs. One was alive. It was weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, it works out really well. You can pick that stuff up like super cheap at like Target, Walmart, Michael's, at Joann's. Like you'd be surprised what you can buy. And then you don't have to put the tree away.
Yeah, see, that I would be cool with, but like Christmas throwing up all over our house for 2 months is insane. I don't like it.
Just don't match like the big department stores like putting out stuff in August and you're good.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand what your big beef is with the Christmas tree.
Because I don't want to get sick of Christmas, and I know that if it's up for too long, I will. Because I get sick of the stores bringing their shit out in...
You sound like Scrooge.
No,
Not even Scrooge McDuck. You sound like Scrooge.
Chris, I make Christmas so special.
Yeah.
And the only reason...
Not in a good way,
The only reason it's so special is because I make you wait to put the tree up.
You know what?
Now, if you did it like Brian... and had a Halloween tree and a Thanksgiving tree and a Christmas tree, I'd be all right with that.
Let's talk about how great Brian is now. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you right now, if you start doing that, you're going to hate that. I won't use the F word. You're going to hate that tree, right?
Like, you can use the F word. Go ahead. Throw it out there.
It drives me crazy because I'm like, God damn, I got to get this tree out again. Like, and it weighs a ton. It's like up in the attic. I've got to pull it down. Inevitably, it falls and hits me, and I get knocked off the ladder. I think in the 8 years we've been doing that tree, I don't think I've ever taken that tree down where I haven't A, fallen off the ladder getting it, and B, where the thing slips and whacks me in the face. It's like a twofer. So it's
constant injuries.
It's like an early Christmas reward, you know?
That's funny.
But on the plus side, you're getting injured for 3 months straight, not just like 3 to 4 weeks.
No, usually what I get is, well, I heard that tree fall. Why isn't it inside of the house yet? I'm like, because it's on top of me. That's why.
The Jetta Patrol is here, and he goes, wait, is it Christmas? And I missed it? No, we're talking about putting up your Christmas tree and how early it is to put up your Christmas tree. I personally think I would put,
is too early?
Or how early is too early. I would put it up in the first week of November, but that's just me. I know I sound crazy.
Chris, you would just leave it up year round.
No, I would not leave it up year round.
Yes, you would. You're crazy.
She's right, I would.
Honestly, the best time to put it up is like right after Veterans Day. like right in that weekend, because that's usually like a 3-day weekend, particularly for the military. So like it's always been a really sweet spot, because if you don't do a Halloween tree, which is not a real thing, right, and you don't do a Thanksgiving tree, which is not a real thing, it's a 3-weekend deal where you can like literally get it out, set all this stuff up, and then over like 2 weeks decorate it the way that you want it.
Or you could get crushed by it and then have enough time to recover.
I'm going to be honest. I like what he's saying. I like where he's going with this.
In my home, we put up 4 trees.
Holy shit.
No, thank you.
It's horrendous. But the reason we do that is because I've bought so many like stupid ornaments over the years that's like people don't want to come into the home and see like Greedo getting killed by Han Solo like as soon as they walk through the door. So
you gotta have like the professional tree. Yeah,
like one that looks like nice and not like some creepy 40-year-old man who buys toys lives here.
It's a guy's.
I know this is like way off track here, but my favorite Christmas story is, I think this was 7 or 8 years ago. I've always had a big party at Christmas, right? And all the family moved all the ornaments to the back side of the tree. So if you were like standing in our living room, the tree was up against a sliding glass door. You only saw was like Santa Claus and Rudolph and Love and all this, those kinds of things. Everybody went outside for that party and was on the patio. And the only ornaments you could see on the tree were Star Wars, Marvel, and DC ornaments from top to bottom. And it looked like that's all that tree was.
Holy shit.
Wow.
And I could just see the family just getting super worked up that like, ugh, like, why is there an Iron Man there? I'm like, you guys are the ones that stuck all the ornaments back there.
So, well, we've crept up on past an hour. I can't believe it. We've gone a lot long. Well, I can believe it because we had a lot to say, and you had a lot to say, and it was really interesting learning.
I still have more to say though.
About we'll do this again. It was interesting to learn about your collection and see parts of your collection. I would love to have you back, and I hope you enjoyed it enough to come back.
Yeah, it was guys. First of all, I'll say this: thanks for having me. I can talk about this. I can literally, you can put me on here and let me talk for 12 hours. I can talk about just this room for 12 hours. If you ever want me back, I am more than game to come back on.
Absolutely. Yeah. That'll definitely be a thing. Again, I wanted to throw out there, thank you guys for all the support for reaching 600 members on GastroCast We Hunt Together on Facebook. If you're not there and you're watching this, make sure you go on Facebook, look up GastroCast space We Hunt Together. Join up. There's a couple of questions you have to answer to get in, and once you answer those questions, you'll be in. It's a group chock full of cool people doing cool things and making cool and long-lasting friendships. I know a lot of people that are in there that didn't know each other once they went in, but now they talk on a regular basis, and that to me is the most valuable part of that group even being a thing. So I think that's awesome too. So thank you for being a part of it and for helping us get to that monument of 600 members. Additionally, we're getting very close to 2,000 subs on the YouTube channel right here. We're very close. Last time I checked, I think we were around 18 or 19. I can't remember, but we're very close. So if you're here, you like what you're watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell. That way you know anytime we go live or post new content. We have a lot of fun here. It's good stuff. Once we hit 2K, we're going to do a really, really, really big giveaway. I have items actually. Brian sent a couple of things. I have it sitting right here. Brian sent this Vader. What's the guy? What's the name? The
Futura?
Futura.
Yeah, Futura. So that's a Futura Darth Vader, which is super cool. And he also sent this Michael Jordan, baby. So we have a really cool line of items down here next to my feet. We're going to have more stuff coming in. I've talked to some people who want to throw some stuff in. We have a Mandalorian figure here, carbonized graphite from Target. That's an exclusive. There's a Chuck Noland here from Castaway. We have a First Order Executioner. that has a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive sticker on it, so that's really special. Our buddy Jacques Morgan sent us a couple of, these are customs. That is a Harry Scott
Flocked?
Howard, flocked Harry. Scott Howard.
Not to be mistaken with the actual flock that Funko came out with.
Yes, he actually created this before it was a thing by Funko. He also made a Captain Caveman that actually has the Jock Morgan sticker on there, which is really cool. Local guy, so he does some good stuff. Then we have Mandalorian Death Watch here, which is really cool. And then I think Ryan Thomas also has an item that he's going to throw in. I think it's a signed shirt by...
no, I think it's a signed Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon, but I thought it was a t-shirt.
I think he was giving a t-shirt and a sign.
And who was it signed by?
I might be wrong. Mike Becker.
Oh, okay. So it's signed by Mike Becker. So we'll have a ton of stuff to give away and more stuff coming in. We have some stuff coming. I think Michael Petrino was going to throw something in. And I've had a couple people reach out to me, but there's so much going on. It's hard for me to remember. But if you have something you want to throw in for the 2K giveaway, we very much appreciate that. I have a couple other items I'll be throwing in as well. So that's cool. So guys, look out for that. We have a new video that was posted. It's Heather and I facing off to pose Hot Toy figures. They're both Spider-Mans. Heather had a Scarlet Spider. I had a Spider-Man from Far From Home, but it was a homecoming suit Spider-Man. And we had a really good time making that video, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. So if you haven't watched that video, we would greatly appreciate if you go check it out and leave us a comment down below. There is a giveaway along with that as well. It's a Spider-Man related giveaway. We're going to be giving away some Spider-Man related merchandise to go along with that particular giveaway. So go and comment on that video who you think the winner is. Did I do a great job or did Heather win? Let us know in the comments down below in that Hot Toys posing video.
I would just like to note that I have taken note of everybody who voted for Chris, and we're not going to be friends anymore.
Okay, Heather, take it easy.
I'm just kidding. Chris's pose was really good.
Heather, for the record, I did not vote on either of your things. I did make one comment on that video that, without spoiling the final pose, that the way I envision it is that if each of you were imbued with the power of Spider-Man, that your poses reflect how I think each of you would have used those said powers, right? Like Chris would be trying to do all the stuff that his statue is doing, and Heather, I think yours would be doing the stuff it's doing, carrying the item that it's carrying as well, and it's right there.
You're right. It does. It's very fitting. Like mine is a little
really
bit
is.
more like out of control, where Heather's is very well put together with a coffee in its hand, which is interesting. It's really funny that you picked up on that. I didn't think about it that way.
I would like to note that there's Shoki, Ryan, and Tasha are all trying to be my friend in the comments. They don't want to lose my friendship right now.
No, thank you guys. We appreciate you just leaving a comment. So
it was fun.
We'll choose a winner very soon on that. So that'll be cool. We have a new video coming out tomorrow as well.
Oh my gosh, how many things do you have to say, Chris?
New video coming out tomorrow, and it's about a new Sideshow figure that we picked up that I was super excited about.
It's really cool.
It's really, really cool. Really excited about, which is going to lead into my final thing I have to say.
Oh my god, another thing.
Go out and make sure you support your local toy shops and comic book shops, especially if they are online as well, online or just local. Go out and support them, because this is a time when these guys aren't doing as much business as they normally would be doing. So go out. Alltimetoys.com is one place that we like to go to. That's where I ordered my most recent figure. They have a lot of really cool stuff, and they ship very, very fast. I can tell you that. And they got a lot on hand, too. So go check out alltimetoys.com. Once everything goes back to normal, because we are in totally not a normal time right now. Everything is really screwed up. Once we go back to normal, I have talked to Jason from All Time Toys, and we will be back there to do a live once again and hang out with him and have a conversation. And additionally, we're going to try to get over to $7 a pop and hang out there and do a live tour through $7 a pop, their warehouse. So we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up once we finally get over the hump of the pandemic. Hopefully this thing goes away a lot sooner than we're expecting, I guess.
I visited $7 a pop right before things started shutting down, and I have to say that it is a really, really neat place.
That's awesome.
Really, really neat. You guys are definitely not going to want to miss that little tour.
Little tour?
It'll be a big tour.
Hey. Yeah, so that's it. I'm sorry. I typically I go on this long-winded chat at the very end. But Brian, seriously, we really enjoyed you being here with us. We really enjoyed the conversation, and I just have to say I really think you're a great guy, and I'm so happy that we have bonded and we have a friendship now over all this stuff. It's really something special. So we'll have you back here again to hang out with us, hopefully sooner rather than later. Once we hit 2K, I'm going to reach out to a bunch of people and have a bunch of people on it either all at one time and we're all chatting, or bring people on for maybe an hour to 2 hour time frame where we're bringing people in one at a time or two at a time. So if you're available for that at the time, we'll talk about that. Maybe we can bring you back on.
I'd love it.
Excellent.
Guys in the chat, remember to hit that like button. Get your friends to subscribe. I mean, you got to be close to 2,000 subscribers, right?
We're very, very close. I think we're like within the teens right now. If I'm getting them, hold on, I'll look before we sign off of here. Hold on. Let's see, how close are we?
I don't even know how to find that out because it always tells me 1.blank K.
Well, they changed it, right? Because it used to give like this specific number, and that's.
So we are actually at 1980 right now, which is where we were yesterday morning. So we haven't had any more subscribers just yet. So guys, if you have friends and folks out there who love collecting and toys and everything else like what we talk about, and also we go off the rails every once in a while, talk about some other crazy stuff, point them our way because hopefully they'll find a home here and they'll really enjoy what we do. But that is it, guys. Thank you very much for all those who have hung in there this entire time and listened to all the stuff we had to say. Tonight was very fun. And for those who showed up a little late, rewind back a little bit and watch what we talked about with Brian here. He had a really, really cool collection, and he was showing some very high-end, dope shit. And you're not going to want to miss that. So make sure you rewind back and watch from the very beginning.
He showed off some fire collectibles.
There was a lot of fire. There was a lot. I will say there's a lot of fire. We had a hard time putting it out. Brian, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you. We will catch you all next time. Remember, as always, we are together. Yes. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.